Good evening. My name is Stephen Bennett. I have 2 private offices in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and 4 associates. And we fit over 80% of our patients with daily disposable lenses. And I want to thank you all for joining me this evening for the presentation, An Exceptional Contact Lens Wearing Experience. I would also like to thank Alcon for sponsoring this program so that we have an opportunity to discuss and share our ideas and thoughts on contact lenses. Every successful practice begins with superior patient outcomes, which is what DAILIES TOTAL1 contact lenses provide for my patients. You know, I have been recommending and fitting DAILIES TOTAL1 lenses from the moment I received my fitting set. And it is and has become our lens of choice for patients in our office. I believe these lenses can help patients see, look, and feel their best. So tonight we're going to talk about the overall benefits of daily disposable lenses. We're going to talk about the innovative material of DAILIES TOTAL1, including the coefficient of friction and the lubricity of these lenses. We're also going to hear what other eye care practitioners are saying about DAILIES TOTAL1, and we're going to talk about Alcon's commitment to improving patient care by expanding the parameters of DAILIES TOTAL1 contacts, introducing the new multifocal lenses, and the new DAILIES Choice program. You know, when I talk with patients about contact lenses, I always ask them the same question. If all the lenses were the same price, which replacement schedule, 1 day, 1 month, 2 week, do you feel would be your choice for a healthy contact lens wear? And almost every single time, every patient will choose a daily disposable lens, which makes perfect sense. We all know the drawbacks of reusable lenses. Rigorous cleaning and disinfection. Patients are not that compliant. If they improperly store or disinfect the lens, it can increase eye infections. And obviously, if patients overwear their lenses, and even during the normal wear, there's always a buildup of deposits and allergens and inflammatory cell products on the lens, which can lead to lens discomfort. Okay. In fact, one study found that many of the common problems associated with reusable soft contact lenses, including reduced comfort, reduced wearing time, dryness, and staining, can actually be alleviated when patients switch to daily disposable contact lenses. And we know that the opposite is true with daily disposable lenses. They're very convenient. Patients are incredibly compliant, and there's much less risk for infection. Now, these lenses have a unique technology, DAILIES TOTAL1, called water gradient technology. And we've talked about the novel benefit of these lenses and the fact that they are the first and only water gradient lenses. And so what does that mean exactly? Well, how I explain it to my patients is that the core of the lens, or the center of the lens, is made out of silicone hydrogel. And this silicone hydrogel has a low water content, and it provides high breathability for the lens, more oxygen getting to the patient's eye, and it has a modulus that allows for easy handling. And as you move from the core through the lens to the front surface, it actually changes material and water content. So at the front surface of the lens, it approximates 100% water, and this provides an extraordinary level of comfort for the patient from the beginning of the day until the end of the day. And 100% of the lubricity is actually maintained throughout the day, so that a patient can have 16 hours of comfort while they're wearing this DAILIES TOTAL1 lens. They actually did a meta-analysis of clinical data, and they found a strong relationship between lens coefficient of friction and subjective comfort. which means the lower the coefficient of friction, the more comfortable the lenses are. And the investigators actually recommended that lubricity of a lens should be taken into consideration when optimizing lens wear, especially as it relates to comfort. So, how do patients feel about this lens? Well, as you can see, this lens has a major impact on end-of-the-day discomfort. More than 90% of patients surveyed agree that they can comfortably wear DAILIES TOTAL1 lenses all day long. And nearly 90% agree that the lenses are so comfortable that they sometimes forget they had them in their eyes. And it's always amazing to me to have a patient say, you know, I sometimes forget I have them in and I don't even know, and they're a -6 myope. I say, well, you know, if you don't have them in, you're not going to be able to see. And they go, oh, right, that's right. So they can't feel them, and they volunteer this information. And how do DAILIES TOTAL1 contact lenses perform compared to other contact lenses? Well, according to a 2014 survey, 3 times as many patients agreed that DAILIES TOTAL1 contact lenses were comfortable at the end of the day as compared with their previous lenses. And patients who experience contact lens-related dryness, which we get in our office basically every day, with their habitual lenses, they were actually able to increase their wearing time by over 3 hours when we switch them to DAILIES TOTAL1 lenses. So what are our colleagues saying about these lenses? I always enjoy slides like this because I never really understood what it all means when we have our colleagues talk about the lenses. And then when I was asked to do this, it really dawned on me that I'm excited about the lens, and I really am enthusiastic about fitting patients in this lens, and I want my colleagues to know about this because it has helped my practice and it has helped my patients immensely. So we can make our patients comfortable with water gradient technology. We can now make our higher myopes and plus patients more comfortable because we're able to increase the parameters of the lenses. DAILIES TOTAL1 sphere lenses now come from +6 to -12. And our presbyopic patients, who have sometimes had a lot of trouble with end-of-the-day comfort with their lenses, can now be fit with a DAILIES TOTAL1 multifocal lens. And this is the same precision profile design that's in the Air Optics Aqua lens and DAILIES Aqua Comfort Plus multifocal. So overall, these initiatives are allowing more patients to be fit in high-performance contact lenses. And happier patients can mean more visits to us, and patients come back and they tell their friends about these lenses. So we know the lenses are comfortable. We know what they're made out of. But now, how do we incorporate these lenses into our practice? How do we get the patients to wear the lenses and try them on? Well, the first sort of stage of this is us, are the eye care professionals. We have to believe that the technology and the science behind these lenses actually works, and that these lenses do what they say they do. And I believe it wholeheartedly. There's no hype here. These lenses work because of the technology. And once you believe that, your obligation, your job for the patient is to actually make sure they understand about the lens and that they can put it on their eyes. They have no obligation to buy, but you have an obligation to explain the technology and to introduce them to the lens. And a lot of times when I'm talking about the technology, and patients really like to hear about the technology, they always ask about cost. And what I do is basically say to the patient, you know, cost is important, but we're going to talk about cost at the next visit. I want you to have an unbiased trial of these lenses. And again, you have no obligation to purchase these lenses, but I have an obligation to make sure that you can get these on your eye and see how they feel. And I feel that by offering the latest technology, I think my patients see my practice more positively and are certainly more likely to come back in the future. We talked a little bit about Alcon's Dailies Choice program. This is a rebate program that will provide a $200 rebate on an annual supply of Dailies Aqua Comfort Plus Sphere, Toric, and Multifocal lenses, or Dailies Total1 Sphere and Multifocal lenses. It also provides a $75 rebate on a 6-month supply of the same lenses. And these are for patients that have never before worn these lenses. And by taking advantage of Alcon's Daily Choice program, patients can now experience the convenience and comfort and health benefits of wearing daily disposable lenses and save $200 on an annual supply. This is also an opportunity for practitioners to introduce these lenses to your patients without the cost issue really being a deterrent. I've used this program quite a bit, and I've fit a lot of patients that have been on the fence about daily disposable lenses because of the cost. If you'd like more information, please go to the website that's listed on the slide. So in conclusion, we know that daily disposable contact lenses provide greater convenience and better compliance and reduced risk for infection for our patients. We actually know the technology behind the lens, the water gradient technology, which offers our patients exceptional wearing experience. We know that the excellent lubricity of the lens allows our patients to wear these lenses up to 16 hours comfortably. And then the kicker is Alcon is committed to improving patient care and the success of our practices by introducing the Dailies Choice program to help us fit more patients with the Dailies Total1 or Dailies lenses and allow patients to purchase year supplies with a great rebate. So we have a wonderful set of circumstances that will make our patients happy or make our practices happy. And I appreciate the fact that Alcon has developed this lens for us. So thank you very much